Welcome to BBC Three Counties Radio and BBC Radio Northampton. I'm Gemma Hill. Now, if like me you're a parent, AI is probably something that worries you at best, scares the living daylights out of you at worst. Well, Code Ninjas is a company based in the US and the UK, and its High Wycombe and Aylesbury branch is focusing on educating kids and their parents on AI. Robin Theakston is one of the directors of the branch, and he joins me now. Good afternoon, Robin.
Hello, thank you very much for having me.
No, thank you. I mean, I don't really know where to start with this, because I think the world that we're living in now, you cannot escape AI. It's absolutely everywhere. And there are people who are saying you need AI. If you're going to progress in life, you actually need to be able to understand it.
I think there's a lot of scaremongering going about around AI and kind of, prospects of what's going to happen in 10 years' time, etc. I mean, what we're about is making sure children are comfortable with technology. And that's especially important in the age of AI, because there's a lot of talk around, children cheating with AI at school and being able to do all these essays by just sort of generating reams and reams of words. But I think the biggest risk is children becoming passive users of technology. So what Code Ninjas is about is getting kids to learn how to build, create, and problem solve with technology rather than just passively consume it. The number of kids that are sort of passively watching YouTube or playing Roblox and all that sort of stuff is not that beneficial to them.
And I mean, what are you actually teaching them, just so I can get my head around it? Because I actually think this is something that's really important, and I think a lot of people kind of are frightened of AI, and so actually are trying to shut it down or stop their kids from having any involvement. But you can't do that. Whether you have a control over it or not, it's here. So what is it that you actually do with kids, and how early do you start it?
So first off, we're not throwing kids onto ChatGPT, at the age of 8 or anything like that. There are lots of tools that can help kids kind of understand things like machine learning. So that's a big part of AI. So this is the idea of taking a big data set and then a computer being able to analyze it and draw inferences from that data. So we use, things like Minecraft Education have some really cool projects to teach children as young as sort of 6 and 7. We operate kind of free sessions, actually. We've done some hour of AI sessions in our dojos for kids to kind of get attuned with that. We run AI and machine learning camps, which again is promoting the idea of machine learning, getting kids to understand computational thinking. So how do computers sort of talk to one another? Coding is an element of that. So the idea that kids kind of build resilience through coding is a big part of what we do. And I would say that there are also frustrations when the kids come into the dojo sometimes on the projects, but that's all kind of part of it. Is when they do hit an obstacle, we don't sort of simply give them the answer. We get our mentors to guide them through, to think through the challenge, and then the kids arrive at their own solution. And that sort of aha moment when they finally reach that solution is what it's all about, and celebrating their success when they do so.
And what about what about the things that aren't real within the world of AI? Can you, this might be totally stupid, and if it is, you have to excuse me, because I am totally stupid. But AI, for me, I fall down so many holes where I get all this misinformation from AI, and I believe everything I see that then turns out to be AI. Is there an element in this that sort of teaches children how to know what's real and what's not? Because a lot of it is unbelievably realistic.
Yes, and I think that comes down to this idea of whether you passively consume it or whether you're sort of actively creating the stuff. So I think you're talking about, you can see things on social media and you really struggle to sort of work out whether it's real or not. I think what it's important to do is make sure that sort of kids are aware of the fact that AI can also generate a lot of misinformation, as you say, and the importance of checking and reviewing the stuff. So there is this sort of theory going around, like you can just use AI and that's it, jobs are going to be replaced. I think this is the sort of scaremongering that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The reality is AI is a tool that can be used to support existing roles. And if you're familiar with the technology, if you're familiar with computational thinking, then you will be in a far better place to be able to do those roles effectively.